In general, what we're dealing with as providers is that we work for a company that is requiring us to provide the bare minimum type of service, and what happens because of that is that the patients suffer. We end up with people who perhaps could get well faster, but don't have that option because our services are so impacted that we're forced to have weeks and sometimes months between return appointments. And in general, most of us feel that we're not able to provide the kind of services that we were trained to provide.
What was really significant for me was after actually late 2005, when I had some strokes and subsequently diagnosed with Parkinson's, I found myself, when I would be driving, I would just be crying, and no reference point to determine where's that coming from. So made an appointment with Kaiser mental behavioral health and saw a Dr. Crabtree. And in that relationship, I was able to see him very frequently. I began to notice a real shift in the practice at Kaiser Mental Health probably between 3 and 4 years ago, when it was getting very difficult to get appointments. You would see the therapist and they would say, well, I want to see you, and they would tell the reception people at my next available appointment. That next available appointment might be 6, 8 weeks, 2 months down the road. It's a very significant difference in the level of accessibility and when they request a future appointment, they will suggest, well, we need to be seen in 2 or 3 months. You even have a hard time scheduling that appointment in 2 or 3 months. They have very few vacancies even that far out. So more often than not, you're going to be put on a waiting list, which means that someone drops out, they'll call you, but that's making assumption you're going to be available and waiting to fill on a backup appointment. So the impression I get of mental health side of Kaiser is actually parallels very significantly the medical side, which is far too many patients and not near enough staffing. So my suicide attempt, and Kaiser requires that you see physicians within 5 days of discharge. And it so happened that I had an appointment with my therapist soon after that anyway. So from a timing perspective, that worked out. But that appointment had been scheduled for 2 months, which means I hadn't seen her for 2 months. I saw the psychiatrist actually the day before, and that happened because I had contact with somebody I know on the inside who helped me schedule that appointment. Sort of snuck me in other words. So I saw the therapist on the 9th of September, and I will see her again on the 14th of November. Or no, I saw the psychiatrist on the 8th of September, and I'll see him November 14th. The therapist I saw on the 9th of September, and I will see her the 28th of this month. Whatever Friday, the last Friday of this month. I can't remember what that date is. Yeah, yes, if I were able to see a therapist once a week, I think it would make a difference. And the reason being that you have something that makes you feel grounded and that you have hope in. Whereas if that's not available and you're in a dark place, then you feel all alone and you feel like you don't have any hope. And that's a pretty difficult place to be.